I say, how are you doing today? How are y'all doing? Y'all already know I am your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, the best film writer and director in St. Louis. Facts, award-winning published author, actor, journalist, actor, business owner, Lacey G. Souldier Turner. But today I got a great guest with me. Y'all already know, man. She has been a professional singer for over 30 years. She has sang background for many of the great artists that y'all love. She has her own band. She has done many shows, man. She done sang national anthems, man. She has been on an award-winning hit television show. Man, we got the wonderful, amazing, talented Tish, period. Welcome to the platform.
What up? What up? What up, G Souldier? How you doing?
You know me, I'm chilling like a villain, like a roach on the ceiling.
Like a roach on the ceiling. I
Back.
kind of had a feeling you would say that.
Yeah, so look, man, we finna get into it. Look, I want the audience to know about you. So my first question, where were you born and raised, and how was your upbringing as a child?
Where was I born and raised? I came from U City, honey. U City, USA. No, let me stop. U City, a very small part of, well, I don't even want to put us with St. Louis, but U City is to be separated. But anyway, born and raised U City. My upbringing, I'm a church girl, PK. So I was always in church, always doing something. Good childhood, two-parent home, had some of the best parents ever. That's pretty much it. But I'm U City, USA.
So for those people, even though y'all ain't a part of St. Louis, that's not. For those people who have never been to St. Louis and they see all the murders and stuff and be scared to come here, what can you tell the people about St. Louis who have never been here?
I mean, St. Louis is a very unique place. I think that it's very small. We all know each other. Different places are safe. But I got my spots that I know I'm good at. St. Louis, I mean, you can come here and just experience everything. Good food, good culture, just good people. I think everywhere you go, you always got to be cautious. So, but St. Louis is, we're very unique people. And one of a kind is what I'll say.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Miss Tish. How did you get into singing? Like, where did this soulful voice come from?
So literally, I've been singing all my life. Like I said, I grew up in church, so I'm always been a church girl. From 8 o'clock in the morning to 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, I was at church. So I grew up with a quartet background. That's a group of like four to five people, usually without music. They just got good harmony. And I've always grew up around music. My mama was a singer. My dad was a singer. Well, he tried, but my mom was really a singer.
He tried.
It wasn't until after both my parents started getting sickly and my mom passed away in 2006 that I started singing professionally. And when I say professionally, that means like I sang my very first national anthem at like different corporate events and started getting paid big money. And I was like, oh, I think I can probably do this. I was always a karaoke lover. And then people hated me because I really could sing and they was in there like trying to have fun. And I was in there like, I was on, the Grammys or whatever. But, singing has always just been my passion. It's just what I know. I know I can do it. I know that I reach people through it. And I love just having that about myself. I love singing. Music is just healing. It's therapy. And I've been doing it all my life. And like I said, it's been professionally now since 2006 that I've been doing this like on a professional level, doing a bunch of corporate events, doing festivals, doing the awards, different awards, the Fox, the Sheldon, like different places. So yeah, I've been singing all my life, but yeah, This last 30 years, it's been a doozy. I've been learning so much more about myself.
Hey, they say life imitates art, so you don't get to look like yourself. So, what singer would you probably compare yourself to if you had to pick?
If I had to probably pick, I would say I'm closer to a Fantasia style. Because Fantasia, to me, she's so transparent. She's very authentic. And when you hear her sing, it doesn't matter what she's saying, you still feel the presence of God in her voice. And I feel like that's kind of what I convey and what I deliver whenever I sing, is because I'm really trying to get what's in my heart to reach yours. And sometimes that takes a different kind of anointing. And I think I do, that God rests with me when it comes to singing, because I've gotten a lot of feedback that, I've touched, your heart, or just made you think something different, or just how it made you feel. So, and Fantasia is that artist. She leaves it all on the stage. She'll take her shoes off. That's me. I will kick shoes off in a minute just to be comfortable, to get my point across, because I need you to hear what I'm saying. Lyrics is everything to me. It's about not how many runs they doing, how high you go, how low you go, but what are you speaking to? So, and Fantasia, she is one of those artists that I look up to, and I would compare myself to her more than anybody. Now, I do love Jill Scott, but if I was to say who I sounded like, it would probably be more like Fantasia style.
Got you. So one thing I found fascinating about you, like for instance, we got people who like, hey, I sing jazz, hey, I do country. Like you're a person, you do jazz, country, R&B, classical. What made you want to be so versatile in the different types of genres?
Well, if we're gonna be truthful about it, money.
There we
Like
go. There we
seriously,
go.
we go. Let's be truthful about it. You when you stick and limit yourself to one genre, you can't branch off and do other things. So
Facts.
I love R&B, I love gospel, but yeah, I can do country, I can sing jazz, I'll even rap. Like, don't play with me. I got bars. I got straight bars. But no, I mean, you just make yourself, you have to make yourself very versatile and diverse with music, because, I sing to everybody. I want to be paid by everybody. So that means I need to learn everybody's stuff. So, I pick out the ones, and I've been blessed to be able to work with a couple different, bands around in the city that do a lot of corporate events. And, the majority of the genre may be pop or country or jazz, so I just had to learn what I had to learn to do what I got to do to get my money, So that's pretty much what it was. But I enjoy it. I love all music. I try to find, even in country, even in pop, I try to still find stuff that I know that I can relate to, that I can really project a message. So that's kind of what that is.
Okay. And as you stated, you done performed with a lot of major artists. You done did a lot of backup, for some great artists. Two artists in particular I want to ask you about. How was it singing backup for Kiki Wyatt and Mary Mary, and how did you get those?
Oh wow, that's been a while. Kiki, I was a part of the Cafe Soul brand, with and they were bringing in, big artists, and they needed background singers, and I would usually get the call to do background. So that was how I got the opportunity to sing for Kiki. And then she was here, I want to say that was maybe last year, a year before. She came to St. Louis, and she was walking around the audience, and she started singing. And I guess she must have heard me singing the verse to her song, and she passed me the mic. I let it go. I was like, "You came to the Lou, baby. We finna show you. I'm finna show you why we call us the Show Me State."
That's
So,
that part.
and Mary, that was years ago when I first got started out. But they were at the Fox, and the choir that I was singing with was able to do background. It was a selected few of those choir members that were picked to do background for them at the Fox. So, and most recently, my last big background was like with Lacey. We did that at the Powell Symphony Hall. Yeah, it was the Powell Symphony Hall. They had just had her. She did a big show, and she wanted a group of people to sing for like a choir sound song. So she had me pick about 6 to 8 people, and so I got a chance to do background for her.
Nice.
I've just been blessed to sing background for quite a few people.
Okay, look at that. Talented. So
Try to be.
you were also on the hit TV show The Voice. So how did you get on The Voice, and what was that experience like?
Oh, such a long story. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this as short as I can.
Take
The
time.
way that I got on The Voice is actually because of my girlfriend Risha Archibald. She lives now in California. And I had never thought about even trying out for any of those singing shows, because I really thought that they were all rigged. And that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day on a whole nother interview. But I never was the person to like try out for like American Idol, America's Got Talent, The Voice. I watched it, but I never thought, I'm like, I'm not doing that because it's just not real. Well, anyway, Risha has a friend that was on the casting team for The Voice, and she sent him my video, and he called me immediately and was like, we need you on the show. And he was like, can you just please audition? So I got there he was like, you don't have to stand in line. You don't have to do none of that stuff. We're going to give you a private audition. I showed up to my private audition. It was me, Mark Harris II. Shouts out to him. And I was about to leave because they were taking so long to call my name. I'm like, I didn't want to do this no way. So I'm like, Mark, let's go. He was like, nah, Tish, we just sat here all this time. You need to do this. And literally it was not it was because of Mark that I stayed, because I was literally about to walk out the door, and like when I was getting close to the door, the lady came and she was like, are you Tish? I'm like, yeah. And went back there. The rest was history. When I got the call, I was at work. I was leaving work, walking out my door, and I got a phone call, and I looked at the phone. I'm like, that looked like that's California. And so I'm like, let me just go ahead and answer, because I'm a person that if I don't know the number, I don't
Yeah,
answer
I'm
the
the
phone.
same way. I'm the same.
I don't answer the phone. So I picked up the phone. Lo and behold, I'm like, hello. And she was like, all I remember her saying is, hi, this is Corey from The Voice. Everything she said after that was like, wah, 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 wah. And I'm standing in the middle of Cole and Tucker, like literally shaking. Like I just could not believe it. And she was like, we're going to fly you out. She's like, next week. I'm like, oh, next week. So I got to take off now. They flew me out, went out to audition in front of every last executive producer for any show that was on NBC. Every producer was in that room, and I had to sing to them like it was like a nightclub. So after that happened, they had a group where they had half a group of people that they put in one room, another group of people they put in another room. Come to find out, I was in the room that they kept and they stayed.
Okay,
and so
good.
we were able to go, and that was like, this all happened in the summer of like 2017. Yeah, it was like July 2017, because I didn't get to audition for the actual in front of the 4 judges until October of that year. But they didn't show the show until the following year, like that February.
Gotcha.
So that was how I got on The Voice. Sorry to make that story so long.
That's why I take your time, but hurry up. No, I'm just messing with you.
It was a great experience. I was able to. I was on Adam Levine's team. He kicked me off not kicked me off, but he let me go, and Kelly Clarkson stole me, and then she saved me. So that's how I was able to stay on the show, be on the show, experience the show, and now still have lifelong friends that I'm still, friends with from that show. It was a great experience. It was Hollywood, but it was definitely a great experience.
That's what I want to ask you. What was it like being mentored by some of the industry idols of this?
I mean, a dream come true. These are people that you see on TV. You listen to their music and never know that you can actually stand right there in front of them. So that was a complete dream come true for me. And to just hear their advice, and like a lot of it was pretty much the same things I've been telling myself and people have been telling me all along, but just to hear from somebody that, they put in that grind and they paved the way for themselves, it really helped just to, now on this new journey of trying to get Tish period back out and, just trying to do what I got to do. But it was a great opportunity. It was literally, like I said, a dream come true, to hug Blake Shelton. Come on, man. Like, I was talking to Alicia Keys. Like, it was a complete dream come true. Yeah.
Yes, I used to have a crush on Alicia Keys, what I'm saying?
She's so little. And all of them, they look all big on TV, but they're really not. That's Blake Shelton is the only one that's like super tall. Adam Levine like 5'6", and he's probably about like this big. Alicia was real short. I mean, it was really good. It was a good. It was crazy. It was Hollywood.
So you still got a bond with some of the other contestants?
I am definitely still friends with Rachel Lamar. All of them made it to the top 12. Shireen Callister, me and her still really good friends, and Dior King, that's like one of my besties. We have traveled and showed up in the same city, didn't even make plans to be there. He'll be in Miami and I was in Miami. He'll be in New York and I'll be in New York. So Dior is like he's one of the closest ones I talk to, but we all still keep in touch. And we still got our little group on Facebook, where we all kind of talk and say stuff, but I mainly talked to those three. They came down for my 40th birthday. We did a huge show at BB's and it was really nice. Like it turned out to be really wonderful. And like I said, it's to this day we all still talk and we all still cool.
So let me ask you this, Tish. Did you think when you was on the show, did you think this is it? I'm out of here?
Okay, so here's the thing. That's a loaded question because when I got on there, I was thinking, I'm like, well, this is about to give me the exposure that I've always wanted. I got to sing in front of 12.5 million people. Okay, worldwide, not just local. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking like, oh man, I wish I would have had more music. Wish I would have had my own music at the time of me getting on the show, because like soon as you hit the show, you do that first audition, you start immediately getting followers. Like my following went from like 600-700 to like 3,000 in a day. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy. And after the show, I came home. I was traveling like crazy. I was and it was just such a great opportunity. Then COVID hit. So I really want to say that I thought that I was like about to really take off, but COVID hit.
Yeah, COVID shut down everything.
Shut down everything because I was traveling. I was able to go to Canada. I was able to go to like everywhere. I did a lot of traveling. Shouts out to Mark again because I took him with me. He was my one man band. He had all the tracks. He had everything. So I was always good to have, have my music. But yeah, after 2019, 2020, everything dwindled down when COVID hit. So it took my little 10 minutes of fame away.
Be back. They be doing them reunion show. They gonna hit you back. They gonna be like, Tish, we need you.
I mean, I hope, I would love to. I mean, it was a wonderful opportunity. And of course I would love, to do that. But, I haven't heard, I still keep in touch with a few of the, like the staff from The Voice. We all follow each other on social media. Some of the people that did my hair, some of the people that did my makeup, I keep up with them, but like, I don't think as far as a reunion, I doubt it. But like I said, it was a great experience. And I truly thank God for it because it was, I was probably the oldest person there. And so it was really good for me just to know that I wasn't I didn't limit myself or doubt myself enough. I knew I could keep up with the rest of them. I did my part.
So one thing I want to talk about, you just touched on too, thanking God for everything. How important is God in your life? Because in this generation too, it seems like a lot of people are walking away from God and all this type of stuff. How important is God in your life?
God is everything to me. Like I said, I'm a PK, so I was raised going to church every Sunday, but it wasn't until I became older and started experiencing life for real that I got to know God in a whole totally different way, as being a provider, as being a keeper, as being a sustainer, as being a person that makes a way out of no way. Like I have experienced God in a whole totally different fashion. So God is everything to me. I put my trust in him, and I know it's not the famous thing to do anymore. People don't want to serve God and stuff like that, but I always look to the hills from where my help comes from. And I know that's not through science. I know that that's through God. I know that the wind blows and the leaves fall and the grass changes and the leaves change. That's God. That's not science. I believe that he is all knowing, he's all powerful, he's omniscient, he's everywhere, and he's always with me. And even in my worst times and my darkest times, and I've had a lot of them, still going through them, I still feel his presence, and I know that I'm not alone. So God is definitely everything to me. He keeps me daily. I don't know where my life would be if I didn't have, like, seriously.
Real talk, facts. That's a fact right there.
Bars.
That's right, bars. So let me ask you that, like you said, you done perform like in front of millions of people. you also performed the national anthem in front of the St. Louis Blues and the former St. Louis Rams. Like, it hurt me to even say it up in this one.
I
But
know.
how was it? Look, how was it? How was that experience? And let me ask you this: do you still get those as a performer? Get those nervous jitters before you go on stage or before you perform? So
Okay, now you'd have asked me 3 questions in one.
so how was
Okay,
it?
so
So
the
yeah, how
first
was
one,
it? Yeah, go ahead, break it down.
okay, let me go first.
Okay.
So the Rams, that was a blessing. I got a chance to do that like 3 years in a row. And I did it for the United Way night because I worked for United Way. So for that night, they let me sing the national anthem. The last time I did it, it was really special though, because my dad got to see my face on the jumbotron.
Yeah, the jumbotron.
And when I tell you that man cried like a baby, like seeing his daughter up there singing. So that meant everything to me, to be able to sing for the Rams. My mom, they rolled her in a wheelchair, but she was there, and they were able to experience that. Now I sang for the Blues. It's a funny story behind this. Okay, so it was another United Way night. Real quick, I get up there and I started singing. I'm like, what's the last part? Land of the
And the home of the brave.
So the Blues, they get to saying blue, blue.
Oh, you thought that was blue?
That part. So you already know where I'm going with this. So I'm singing and I'm thinking I'm doing good. And I'm like, I know I done killed it. I thought I got booed. So I go into work the next day and I'm like, I ain't never singing for the Blues again. I ain't never doing it no more. I'm just going off. And I'm so mad. And I'm telling them, and I'm like, they booed me. She was like, no, sweetheart, they blued you. I was like, oh. So then I had to get the spatula and scrape my face up off the ground because I felt like an idiot, not knowing I left there with a whole attitude, like, forget them people because they booed me. And I was actually blued. So
she got blued. That's that. She got blued, yeah.
I got blued. Right, but anyway, do I get nervous jitters? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, and it don't matter who I'm singing to. If it's 1,000 people or if it's 2 people, I still feel like I just don't take it lightly, being able to use my gift and for people to receive me and just like it's just nothing. So I really feel like what I'm trying to give you, it comes from my heart. So I'm not coming out of self. I'm not coming out of like, I know I'm finna kill it. I always come with first of all, I'm singing with gratefulness. I'm singing with humbleness. I'm singing with thankfulness, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be able to sing. So I always feel some kind of way. But once I get that first note out, I'm like, it's on and popping now. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, yeah. Just like I guess every artist still get those, no matter what. If you care about your craft, you go get
it. Oh yeah, and I care. Yeah. And I ain't never thought that I was too big or too high. You know, when you start getting that big head, then you get made a fool of. And I'm just not that person. I don't want God to make a fool of me because I thought I was too high or I thought too highly of myself that I could not come down. So no, I always go in with every song that I sing. It don't matter what song it is. I'm always going in with a heart of thankfulness, gratitude, and humbleness, because it's his will that I'm able to sing.
Gotcha.
And do what I do.
Okay, so let me talk about this. So you got a song that's gaining a lot of traction. You know, it's taking people by storm. It's coming up. Tell me about the song "Hypnotized." What was your thought process in creating that song?
So I really kind of that song, I almost kind of feel it's a good song. Don't get me wrong. I really do like that song. I feel like though I kind of rushed it because I was really trying to get something out, because I was still trying to keep my momentum from The Voice. My name was still buzzing. So I'm like, let me hurry up and get some music out. And I feel like I kind of rushed it. I really still do like that song because it says a message. You know, boy, you got me hypnotized. You know, you want somebody to come in and make your love go whirlwind. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody to make you not think about your own self. Like, this man got me all in, like, you know. So, but at that time I had that. But life goes on and things happen. And so, you know, but I really I really like the song. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say I don't like my song. I shouts out to who is it? Jamel, Courtney Smith, oh, what's them guys? Oh Lord, I should have never said nobody's name because I don't remember
They were
everybody's
like,
name.
you ain't say my
But they
name.
tell me, I know, my bad. DeAndre Duncan, and it was somebody else. Charged to my head and not my heart. But we all came together on that song and wrote it. So it was like I kind of wrote a little bit of it. The next song that I am about to release called Mirrors.
That's what I was to talk about. That's
That's
what I
the
was
one
saying.
I cannot wait to release that. I'm going back into the studio next week to re-record it and get it out because that's been a long time coming. That song speaks volumes to me, my life right now, everything that I'm going through, and I wrote it. So it is what I'm saying, you know. So I really cannot wait. I'm planning to do a project by the end of the year. That's the next thing. That's the next goals is trying to go ahead and get something for real. I've been singing so long and don't have a lot to say for it, a lot to cover for it. But now the time has, you know, when things happen, certain things happen to you, make you get that lighter up under your behind, and it ignite a fuel and a passion, a different kind of passion. And now I'm working on that.
Okay, see, that was my next question. You took it. The interview is over.
Yeah.
Goodbye. That was fun. That was fun. So let me ask you this. So as you've been doing this for 30 years, what has been your greatest challenge in the industry?
Learning words.
Mm.
Learning words. Because sometimes
Elaborate.
I'm just not, words are just, oh my God. It be so much sometimes. I got good music family, so I can call any of my friends, you know, to play, and that's never really been a challenge. Words and just picking the right stuff to make sure that I'm resonating with what I'm singing about. You know what I'm saying? Or you feel what I'm singing about, or the message comes across. So that's one of my greatest challenges is words. Just trying to remember, you know, people do a whole show and don't understand how many words you got to really actually know and learn, especially when you're doing cover music, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would say that's my greatest challenge. I look the part. I dress up on you. I usually don't. I'm usually not too hoarse, and if I am hoarse, I've learned how to sing through my hoarseness. So those challenges are kind of but learning words and just that you got the right words, because you know people be out here and they be singing it word for word and verbatim. You be like, that's not. So you know.
I was your lover and your sacred turd. No.
Basically.
Let me ask you this. So, what has been your greatest accomplishment?
I think the one being on The Voice was one of my greatest accomplishments, and then secondly, being here in St. Louis, and I go places now and just really hear when they be like, "You heard about Tish?" Or people know about me. You know what I'm saying? And majority of it, I guess, is good. I hope, but you know, I think that's one of my greatest accomplishments is my kids seeing that I tried to do something to accomplish my dream, and that they can do that same thing. You know, that's watching them watch me is one of my greatest accomplishments. Yeah. Because now they know that they can do anything that they put their mind to. You know, my mama did it. I can too. She was on a TV show. Like, you know, it was crazy when I was on the show. My son, all of his parent teacher conferences never was talking about him. They were always talking about The Voice when I was on the show. So, you know, just having that and my kids to be able to look up to me, you know, and say, my mama actually did. She's been living her dream, you know, and I still got work to do, and there's still some other things that I want to do. But right now, if I was to say anything as being my greatest accomplishment, is being on that show and also having my kids watch me fulfill something that really makes me happy, and that's music and that's singing.
Gotcha. So where did the name Tish period come from? And make sure they gotta add the period at the end.
Well, the truth be told about Tish period is I was going by Sing Tish when I first started off, because every time I get up to sing, people like, sing Tish. So that was it. That was the whole thing. Sing Tish. I had the t-shirts, all that stuff. Then I got married. So then it was like Tish Haynes Keys. And everybody was like, Tish Haynes Keys, Tish Haynes Keys, Tish Haynes Keys. And then I got divorced. And I didn't want to hold it. I didn't want to hold the name. And one day I was at a show. I was doing it was a piano, shouts out again to Mark again. And we was doing a piano duo at Barcode, and I was talking about it, in the middle of between my songs. And I was like, I don't want to be Tish Haynes Keys no more. I just want to be, and I was like, I want to be. And before I could even get it out, this lady said, Tish, period. And I said, shout out to Brandy. That's Brandy, my girlfriend Brandy. She was like, Tish, period. And everybody in the restaurant was like, period, period, period. So that's how it went. So I was just like, Tish, period. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just what it is, period. I'm Tish. I'm singing. I'm gonna be joking. I'm gonna be looking good. I'm gonna do my weight loss. I'm gonna do my juices. Period. Just period. Everything,
Period. Up in this
bars.
Bars up in this. Y'all heard that? Bars up in this.
Bars. But that's where Tish period came from. And I just put the little dot on the end so you know that's it. Stamp,
nothing after, nothing before. Tish period up in this.
Period.
So bars. So just let me ask you this. You've been in the game for a long time. What advice would you give to other singers? Because they be part of bands. Bands might break up, disassemble, and then they feel in a rut or something, or feel like they can't go on and did all this work with this band. What advice would you give to these people who want to be singers and face those type of pitfalls?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna tell you to believe in you. Believe in you first. If you don't believe in you, nobody else will. And also be humble. Shut your mouth sometimes and be willing to just listen and learn, because we don't know everything. Even in my 30 plus years of singing, I still don't know everything. There is things I know I need to still probably learn or probably could improve on, but be willing to accept that, and don't have attitude. Don't think that you already done made it. When you already put yourself like you done made it, then you don't have no other room to grow from it. So, always challenge yourself to do different music. Like I said, jazz was never really one of my things. Rapping definitely wasn't one of my things, but I learned to do it because I needed to. So be open, be willing, be a listener, and like I said, take that cockiness out of it. Because where you won't do something, somebody else will. And it's not, your character will take you so many places where that cockiness won't. So you know what I'm saying? So that's my advice. Be willing to listen. Don't be cocky. Willing to challenge yourself, and make sure you believe in your own self before you try to put yourself out here. Make sure you go get lessons. Go get voice lessons. Go try to make sure that you improve. Learn how to breathe when you sing and exercise. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of stuff. All of that. You got to do a whole lot. So yeah, that would be my advice. And just, be on time. Communicate.
Communication is the key.
Communication is the key.
Yes.
Like seriously. Like, man, if you know you can't do a gig, or if you can't do something, or can't make a rehearsal, text that person and say something. Be professional.
Right.
When somebody sends you music, learn it. That's the kind. That's my advice. Now I could go on and on.
Use the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Bars for this piece.
Wait a minute. Proper
preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Bars. So you got to be twisted to say.
Proper preparation prevents
poor performance. You gonna get a Tish. You gonna get.
I'm gonna get
proper preparation.
I bet you the next time I talk to you, I'm gonna be like, proper preparation prevents poor performance.
There you go.
I done spit so much. Good Lord.
Bars. So look, Tish, tell me about Tish period and the Truth Band.
So I just recently had to get my stuff back together real quick. I used to have a band. We used to call ourselves OBOS. That's another story on another day, on another interview. And
That's the
then
juicy interview.
that's the juicy interview. So anyway, just recently when I introduced them as that, they was like, they didn't like it no more. So I was like, okay, well, fine. Y'all ain't got to be OBOS. I was like, well, you know what? Tish period and the truth, because you can't handle the truth.
Right.
It just bars, you know what I'm saying? It just made me think, I'm like, cause and that's not saying it cocky, but if you can't handle sometimes that real good music, make it just kind of go crazy. So that's where the motto came from that. So I said, and we the truth. And ain't nothing false about nothing that we about to put out. Everybody real about what they do. Everybody that work with me, they support me or like behind me 100%. They the truth. They truthful in they music, our music relationships, our personal relationships, everybody is true. So I figure like Tish period and the truth band, because sometimes you just can't handle the truth. Sometimes it just be too good for you. And I plan to be that. I just want to be too good for you. Like I want to
Bars.
deliver. I want to deliver. Yeah, boy.
Okay. Let's Tish. I heard that. So, Tish, do you have anything coming up that you want to promote?
Oh, I got a whole, what's today? Today is the 15th. So tomorrow, I'll be with Lady Sherry Evans at BB's for her farewell concert. She's leaving to move to Vegas, and I'll be there probably about 9:30 to sing, doing one song there. This Sunday, I'll be opening for the Gap Band at the Ambassador. That's at 6 p.m. June 24th, I will be one of the features at Pride Fest down at Soldiers Memorial. And that's the 3:45 to 4:30 p.m. slot. And when I leave there, I have a Mason banquet with the at the Omega Center. The formerly known, I hate to say it, but formerly known as Shade, is now called 1219 Restaurant, and I will be there featured June 30th, me and the band. Got a lot of stuff coming up. I got some private gigs, few weddings, and I have the Blue Strawberry is coming up in August. I hope to be able to share some really huge news soon. Maybe that'll have to be for a different interview, but I don't want to tell you about it just yet. But I think prayerfully, if we can, there will be a huge tribute show coming in September, and I'll leave it there.
I'm gonna get that interview out. That's gonna be part of the juicy interview.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that too.
So Tish, for anybody who want to know about more upcoming shows or anything you got coming up, how can the people find you?
I wonder how can the people find me, G Souldier?
Bars.
They can find me at www.tishperiod.com. That's www.tishperiod.com. Everything is listed. My bio, everything, my music, my second release will be on there soon. You can contact me for bookings on there. Just let me know. I'm tishperiod.com is where you can find me. And Tish period on all social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I don't do too much singing and stuff like that. But if you just want to know what I'm doing, because I'm always working out, I am on my weight loss journey, 80 pounds down. Shouts out to me. And so that's about it. Tishperiod.com. You can find me there.
Okay, yeah. She said that, yeah, because I did the website. Anybody who needs the website, holler at me up in this piece.
Thank you, Mr. Lacey.
It's nothing. So where can the stalkers find you? No, just
honey, I don't need none of them. I don't need none of them.
So Tish,
that's out to you. Thank you, Lacey. You have been a great
hold on. Wait a minute. I got one question. I got one last question that I like to ask all my guests.
Thank you for doing my website because I really appreciate it. You shared. Okay, that was all. Okay, go ahead.
You were trying to leave me. I was like, hold up, wait a minute, we ain't finished. Okay.
I ain't gonna
but
go.
But no problem. Listen, y'all, let me tell you, I ain't gonna even tell y'all about Tish up in this bug. I did the website. She was like, I love it so much. And every other day, wait a minute, can you change this little one? I ain't gonna follow you. No. All right, wait a minute. This one more.
You so wrong for that. You so wrong for that. And I
Uh,
still got changes right now,
see,
but I
look at
didn't even
it.
tell you.
See, look at it. Look at it.
I thank you though. I appreciate your patience because
It's a, oh yeah.
you had the patience of Job with me.
Hey, I'm very patient. Hey, people will tell you I am the Zen master. I'm always in peace and I'm patient with
That's
anybody, any of
good
my
to be.
clients. All
That's
right.
good
All
to
right,
be.
Tish. So
I
my
appreciate
last question, no problem.
you. Yes.
Last question. When it is all said and done and you are long gone from this earth, what is it that you want the people to know about Tish, period?
That she kept it real and she was always 100. And I did my best with what I was given. And that's really it, for real. I do what I can what I do. That's what my dad used to say. And you live the way you live. It's not about the before, it's not when you're born, it's not about the dying, it's that dash for what I've done in between. And long as I've been a true friend, long as I've been a good mother, long as I've done my best, trying to be an entertainer and just being Tish. That's all. I really want you to remember that I loved hard. I kept it real with you, and I did my best to be the best person I could to whoever it was.
Man, that was deep, right? That sounded like something off a Hallmark card up in this, but it was so
But
deep up in this.
should I call it? Should I call Hallmark?
Hey, listen, hey, trademark that, all of that. So look, Tish, you just had a lot. Is there anything else you want the people to know? We done got through a lot of it.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm really good. Everything else, follow me on the social medias and just, keep me in your prayers. I'm just out here trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, get my name across the world.
All right. Well, thank you, Tish, for being on the platform. I'm trying to get this out quick because you got shows coming up and everything. So I'm gonna try to get this out ASAP. Keep on doing you, and whatever you got something coming up, just let me know something big or whatever, and we'll promote you up here at the St. Louis Organs for sure.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mr. G Souldier.
You're welcome, bars up at this book. You have a good day.
I can't even say it. I work
Proper
on
preparation prevents poor performance.
That's it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.